Hello guys, it's me, Big Dave, and today we're doing another Raid Shadow Legends video, and specifically we're doing floor 90 of the Hard Doom Tower, which is the Celestial Griffin, or Grithion, whichever you want to go with. So I'll go over the run. Once I've gone over the run, I'll go over the gear and the champs that I use, and as usual if you watch my videos, I'll go over the replacements you can use in order to do the run specifically with these champs. Okay, so we're gonna get over. We'll start on the run. I'll disappear for a few seconds just so you guys can enjoy it, and we can get started enjoying the run. So, right, here we go.
Shut up and sit down. Shut up and sit down.
Hello guys. So yeah, that was the run. I'll go over the champs. So obviously we use Drexer, Ninja, Underpriest Bogny, Lydia, and Syl. What I'll do now is I'll go over the gear and tell you exactly how to do this run. The pitfalls, what to watch out for, especially while doing this run, because there are a few. So I'll get started on the gear, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, so we'll start with Lydia. I'll pull up her stats. The reason we go for Lydia, obviously the decreased defense and weaken really does help here. Obviously, it adds more damage to Ninja. It also adds more damage to everybody else, just to make it, because effectively this fight is some sort of keep yourself alive, but do as much damage as you can in order to take it down quickly. So you've got to sort of mix it between support champs and damage champs. Now I go with Ninja purely because I find that his A3 works really well here. But Lydia, her job is to put the strength on, which also puts a speed up on us. It's only an increased speed, but it helps. A little bit extra helps in the gear, because obviously then you don't have to go stupid speeds in order to get ahead of him, because on this level he is going pretty fast. As you probably saw towards the end, he starts overlapping us ever so slightly, but that is what it is. It's tough to get that kind of speed, because as his sky bonds go up, his speed and his attack and everything else goes up with it. So yeah, it's very difficult. So yeah, but obviously, Lydia is helpful here. The replacements you could use for Lydia, you could use Stag Knight. Again, I would build Stag Knight quite tanky if you're going to do this. A one-runner output in Stag Knight, because he will probably just die, so I'd get as much HP as you can. So I would say round about the same as this. Basically the same kind of stats. About 50 to 60k HP, around 3000 defense if you can get it. Around the 220 mark. Any higher, better. I have a little bit of an issue at the moment with this, because I got Lydia's bit too slow for me at the moment. I need to get her speed up, but again, I'm not getting the pieces in order to do it. So, because he's in very specific gear. So yeah, she's 373 resist, and then 345 accuracy, which is enough for Doom Tower. So yeah. So I'll go over the next champ, which is Drexer. Again, you've probably seen it before my other videos. Pretty much what I used when I did this one last time. Basic same stuff. Just we add, from the last run, we take out a DPSer and we add in another support. That's basically it. Just to make it simpler on ourselves. In Drexer's case, we'll go over his stats. As you've probably seen, he's in lifesteal. So he's got 40k HP. 4,400 defense, because I've gone defense on pretty much everything. Defense on the gloves, defense on the plate. I haven't got it on the boots, thank God, not yet. But one day I will, to boost that even higher. But getting the speeds to match is very difficult. So yeah, but 4,400 should be enough. He is weak affinity, but his HP burn will land because of the mechanic behind the guy hitting him, or the griffin hitting him, and he placing, basically. So yeah, I find that it places even with low accuracy, but I like the accuracy because I want the HP to land when he attacks in the offer chance. So who could you use instead of Drexer? I tried using Tyrant for this. I find that Drexer is the best option for this. You could use Tyrant, but because of the way Drexer works, by every time the Griffin attacks, he has a chance to land. It doesn't work the same way for Tyrant. You can only place it, and then that comes into an accuracy check, and my Tyrant is built for Spider 25, not for Doom Tower. But you could use Tyrant here. Agothesy is another one you could use. Any HP burner, Temesia, Sissia, any one of them really, any HP burner job. But I like this guy for the job because he effectively stands there and does damage for you just by standing there. You know, it's quite nice to have. So yeah, so if you haven't got this guy, I would recommend getting him. But yeah, that's where I've gone with him. I'll go over his masteries. So we've gone down the offense support. So we've gone down to Giant Slayer because of his A1. We need to finish it off. I haven't quite finished it off yet. I did him really quickly. Just did him and forgot to finish off the rest. But I will finish it off at some point. So yeah, the next one on the list is the free-to-play, free 7-day login Ninja. Ninja is key to this comp. So I'll go over his stats to give you guys an idea. So, right. So, 3,000 HP, 33,000 HP, 4,367 defense, 256 speed, 103 crit rate, 225 crit damage, and 275 accuracy. You could do with a bit more accuracy, but that's why we put Drexer in the lead to bounce this up to about, I think it's 70 accuracy. So if my math is good, that's 3, 4, 5, which is enough. So yeah, if you're struggling for the accuracy and you've got Drexer, run Drexer lead, unless you need the speed. But I don't really need the speed for this comp. I run it as is. So yeah, so you can add Drexer for the aura, which is I believe 70. So yeah, Ninja hasn't been finished on his Masteries yet, but he will be soon because I'm going to be building a new clan boss team over the next week or two. Probably be starting probably next week. So yeah, to get that sorted. So yeah, so that's Ninja. Who can you replace Ninja with? It's a tough one. Rotus. Any HP burn champ. Someone does a lot of single target damage. It's tough, like a Trunder maybe. Rotus. It's a difficult spot to get this kind of damage. Like you could possibly do it with Hexia, but she's wrong affinity for this. So Kutraxa would be a good shout. Hard to keep alive because obviously Ninja places the veil on himself, which helps you out when you get attacked, and it does mitigate a little bit of damage. So yeah, I would say Ninja, Rotus, or go with another HP burner if you can. Go with two of them. Like I wouldn't use poisons. Ninja is hard to replace, I would say, but he's a login, so most people should have him. If you haven't and you've missed him, unlucky, not trying to sound sarcastic, but if you haven't got him, slightly unfortunate because he ended up, was it last month? Or this month, I think he ended, or last month he ended. But yeah, if you've got him, use him because he's brilliant for this job. He's absolutely made for this dungeon. He's basically made for Doom Tower, I think. And that's why they give him to us because That's literally what he is. So yeah, so that's Ninja, and then we'll go over Brogni, my man Brogni, best fusion in the game, as I've probably said before. I'll go over his stats, give you guys an idea. So it's 67k HP, 2,495 defense, 214 speed, a little bit of crit, not much. Quite a lot of crit damage. Don't ask me how I've managed that, but I have. 230 speed. The basic fundamentals here, the speed, as much defense as you can get. I could have got more, and I will try and get more one day, but he doesn't really die. His shield is... You can go more crit with him if you can get it, but I don't like putting crit rate on a support champ, a crit rate gloves. If you're going to get a crit, I would try to get it in the subs. So you try and basically maximize in the subs, but you're going to need speed and you're going to need HP. So if you can get it, do it. If you can't, yeah, I know loads of guys who build him for crit rate and crit damage, so his shield procs bigger. That can help if you want to go that way with him, but I prefer to go this way. It's about half, it's middling at best. Who can you replace Brogni with? You could use the Fusion High Shield if you needed to. Someone with shields, but you need block buffs. So Duchess, Sifi, Sepulchre Sentinel, anyone that does block debuffs, Brogni's hard to replace, but you need a block debuffer, and I decided to go with Brogni because of the affinity. I've got a Duchess, but I prefer Brogni because he offers the utility of an HP burn on the A1. His shield really helps the damage mitigation for my for my ninja, who keeps him alive effectively, because that's pretty much Brogni's job here, is to keep ninja alive with him and Syl. So yeah, that's Brogni. Yeah, you can use any block debuffer, but obviously you're losing the shield by not having Brogni, but a block debuffer because you don't want those buffs coming back. One thing I need to point out as well, guys, on this comp, if you're running something similar, I knock Lydia's A3 off because I don't want the block buffs coming back, or the poison sensitivity for that matter, neither, so I knock it off, as you probably noticed in the video. She only uses her A1 and A2. Reason being, there's a chance that the Underpriest Brogni will pop his block debuffs just before we go in, and then it doesn't come out for 3 turns, and then Lydia will, without question, put the A3 on, and then it'll be on you, and then Brogni will go to put it on you, and you're all block debuffed. So, yeah, I would knock that off if you're going to use Lydia, without any question. So, yeah, I've built that into the mechanic, but I would knock the A3 of Lydia off while I remember. So yeah, so you need to knock the A3 of Lydia off. And then the MVP for me, one of my best champs, Scylla Drakes, relentless, obviously, with accuracy and resist. I haven't got the optimum resist. I would like that more near 300. The accuracy is perfectly fine for Doom Tower. Towards the top, she does fall off a little bit, but I like her for that job. So 56k HP, 3,515 defense, 212 speed, a little bit of crit damage again. I must have like loads of pieces with crit damage on them. This is my gear. Who could you replace Syl with? Any healer, like you could use a Melga here if you wanted to. Same affinity, get the continuous heals going. I wouldn't use a bad L, purely because of the affinity, and yeah, he makes a run. I've tried using him, but he makes a run a little bit slower, and he's wrong affinity here. Any healer, basically. Reliquary Tender could do a job here, but obviously, you need... Syl is, like, MVP here. She keeps us healed. She keeps us topped up. You get her after 180 days. So, yeah, if you've got her, use her. Put her in Immortal, Regen, Relentless, if you're lucky enough to have it. If you haven't, then I would run probably run Regen or Immortal, or both. That's what I used to run on her until I managed to get some decent Relentless gear, and I managed to get decent enough stats to bump up the defense and the HP and the accuracy. It's difficult to get, but I managed it somehow. So yeah, Syl is hard to replace, but any healer. But you get Syl after 6 months of playing the game. So yeah, you should have her. If you don't, yeah, I would say any healer. So Reliquary Tender, Melga. For the res, you could use Morsely and Mage maybe. For the block buffs is a shout, but obviously he's wrong affinity here. Gogorab could do a job. Again, he'll speed you up, but the problem is you're trying to stay away from turn meter on this boss purely because you speed up, he speeds up. So yeah, but it doesn't. That's where increased speed comes into play. He doesn't, because increased speed isn't effectively a boost as such. He doesn't increase speed because I believe so anyway. So yeah, so that's basically the comp, guys. If you have any questions, I'll leave my Discord link in the description. If you don't want to add the Discord for whatever reason, leave a comment in the comment section. It really does help me out. I've put a lot of videos over the last couple of months, and the feedback is always appreciated in every way. I'll leave a link to my Twitch. I will be streaming next week because I've finally got the weekend off work, so that should be quite nice. I will be streaming next week. If there's anything you guys need to know, either find me there on Twitch or leave a comment in the comment section. But hope you're all having a good day, and it's Big Dave out.